Oh, you're awake. Good. I was started to think you'd sleep through the whole morning, and I've been standing here, watching, with so many ideas blooming in my head, and you weren't even opening your eyes. You see, I was thinking, this cage, your cage, it could be more beautiful, don't you think? I mean, of course it's already secure. I've made sure of that. But we can do better than bare metal and cold shadows. I want to plant climbing vines just along the gutters. Wouldn't that be nice? Imagine ivy curling up the bars, thick enough that they start to look like hedges, like you were tucked away in the ruins of some fairy tale palace garden, lost to time. Only I know exactly where you are. Hmm, no answer. Again. You do like testing me, sweetheart. I know you can't speak, but maybe you think silence will unsettle me, or worse, make me soften. And you know I won't. You know me better than that. If you stay quiet too long, I'll have no choice but to redecorate in less gentle ways. No plants, no softness, just white tiles, cold as hospitals. A sterile, transparent cube. You'd see everything, every camera, every sensor, every reflection of yourself. Nowhere to hide, nowhere warm. But I don't want that. I'd rather you lived in a place that feels home. A fountain, maybe. One of those slow trickling ones with soft ripples that echo gently across the space. Wouldn't that be peaceful? Water is so good for the nerves, even yours. You're not going anywhere, you know. I say it with love, with absolute clarity. You are not leaving. So why don't we make this more livable? You and me. We can shape this place into something almost tender. Unless, of course, you touch the bars again. You thought I didn't see? I always see. Next time your fingers brush that metal, I'll have to make a decision. A bit of current, perhaps. Not enough to leave a mark, but enough to teach you that some kinds of love are meant to contain. But don't pout. Don't look at me like that. It's only because I care. I have to protect you, even from your own bad ideas. You're mine. This is your world now. I was thinking a little shelf just there. Yeah, right beside your cot. For books. Don't worry, I'll choose them carefully. The kind of stories that slow your pulse. The kind that pull your thoughts inward, like silk threads around your wrists. Wouldn't that be lovely? And maybe a rug. Something plush underfoot. You never really use the floor much. You keep curling up like a stray kitten in the corners. But still, I want the details to be perfect. for you. Of course, you'll pretend not to care. You'll sit on your little cot and face the far wall like I'm not even here. You'll think silence is power, that it protects you. But I know every version of you by now. Even this one, the quiet, proud thing in the cage who pretends their heart isn't pounding like a wild animal's. Still, I do think some greenery would be nice. I was looking at climbing roses, the pale ones, like moonlight. But then I thought, no, too easy, too fragile. I want something that thrives despite confinement. Something that wraps itself around the bars and says, I'll grow anyway. Like you. But don't mistake this for weakness. I'm not decorating your cage out of guilt or second thoughts. You're not here by accident, and you're not leaving. Do you remember what I told you the first night? That I would never let the world ruin you. That no one would reach you unless I allowed it. That nothing will take you from me. That promise still stands. And if you test the bars again, if you try to see whether I'm bluffing, you will learn exactly how serious I was. But I'd rather not. I'd rather add more pillows, paint the walls in soft tones, whisper to you while you sleep. So don't make this harder than it has to be. You are mine, and this is your forever. You're watching me again. I can always tell. Even when you don't move, even when you breathe like you're trying not to exist, your gaze clings. That's all right. Let it. You're allowed to watch. You're allowed to wonder what I'll do next. What kind of world I'm building around you. It's strange, isn't it, to be loved this way? You used to think it would feel like fireworks, but it's quieter than that, more patient. Like snow piling up until the world is muffled under it. And you can't tell if it's beautiful or if it's a warning. That's what I am. A warning you can't stop listening to. The promise of peace that comes with a price. You look tired. You always do when you remember that no one's coming. When it finally settles into your bones that this is your world now. Just you, me, and these quiet walls. But I promise, sweetheart, I am doing everything I can to make it nice for you. You used to say you hated blank rooms. I remember the way you winced at cold tiles, sterile lights, the silence that scraped your ears. So no, we won't have any of that here. Not unless you stop talking to me. If you go quiet for too long, if you try to pretend I'm not real, then I'll strip this place bare. I'll bleach it white. I'll turn the lights up so high you'll see spots when you blink. Because if you won't let me care for you, then you'll learn what uncaring really feels like. But I don't want that. I want the climbing ivy, the soft blue quilt, the little carved box of secrets I keep just for you. I want to sit here with you while the outside world forgets your name. And I want you to stop wondering if I'll ever let go. I won't. Did you think I didn't notice that twitch of your finger? So small, barely a rebellion. But I saw it. You're wondering if there's a weak point in the bars. If the floor gives. If the ceiling could collapse. No. There's no crack. There's no door. There's only me. And I don't leave things unfinished. You still don't understand, do you? This isn't punishment. It's preservation. You were falling apart out there. Do you remember? How they walked past you like you were glass, already shattered, just waiting to be swept up. No one came. Not until I did. And I don't walk past broken things. I gather them. I cradle them. I make them mine. That's why you're here. Because I saw you. And even now, when you're quiet, when your eyes won't meet mine, I still see you. You don't have to earn anything. Not with me. No masks. No efforts. No pretending to be more palatable, more polite, more perfect. I already know the shape of you in ruin. I held it. I chose it. And I would do it again. So, don't test the bars. Don't look for an edge to slip through. I will notice. And if you keep reaching for the world beyond this cage, I'll make sure it disappears completely. You're not going anywhere. But that's not a threat. Not if you stop fighting it. Not if you let me soften this place around you. The ivy is growing. Can you smell it? Green and sweet and a little wild, like something pretending to be free. And maybe I'll add that fountain after all. Something quiet, trickling, so you can sleep with a sound that isn't your own heartbeat, echoing through silence. I'm building something for you, sweetheart. Not a prison, a world, a life. It just happens to have walls. Look at you. No, really, look. Still, quiet, worn down at the edges, but breathing, still here. Do you understand how rare that is? Most would have broken by now, splintered and rattled until they cracked themselves against the bars. But you endure. The world doesn't deserve you. not the way it always demanded more, 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 and gave you nothing when you needed it most. That's why you'll never go back to it. I won't let you, not because I'm cruel, but because I remember the look in your eyes when I found you, that hollow, flickering thing inside you, the one begging for someone to notice before it winked out completely. Well, I noticed, and I built this place for you, not as a tomb, but as a preservation jar. So the soft parts don't rot, so the ache doesn't spill into the cracks, so I can keep you. I said before, if you keep reaching, I'll electrify the bars. I mean it. Don't push me. Don't make me turn this place into something ugly just to keep you safe. Because I will, if I must. But I don't want that. I want you, curled in the moss I planted. I want ivy weaving into your dreams. I want the hush of the fountain to lull you into sleep. And I want you to forget the way pain used to name you. Let me rename you. Mine, kept, held. No more running. No more hoping someone will choose you without asking to reshape you. You don't have to earn a thing here. You just have to stay. I'll even bring you something warm later. A soft drink, maybe. I'll kneel by the bars and speak to you until your thoughts go quiet. And when you look at me, finally, without flinching, when you accept that this is where you belong, then, sweetheart, then we call it home. Now, sleep. Let me kiss you, if I may.